18 of the Maritime's best stock car drivers, super late model drivers, ready to do battle in the big event of the night here at Speedway 660, our first time here since last year's season finale in August. That was a tiebreaker for the championship between Ashton Tucker and Corey Hall. This time around, neither of those two are in the field. It could be anybody's race to win here. In the longest race in series history, no, not a 150 like we've done in every race in the past, it's 200 laps. This one is unique and on its own end. And we have a lot of contenders already up at the front of this field thanks to the passing point system during our heat races. They're all following in behind the Riverview Ford Speedway 660 pace truck and the Easy-Kleen Pressure Systems van. Again, thanks to Easy-Kleen Pressure Systems as they will head off to the pit area. And what a crowd we have on hand for this one. A little bit of ways away from the sun setting on the horizon here in the Geary Woods. So we're going to have a slick racetrack for most of this one. The sun will be beating down on these guys. What a challenge it's going to be between capitalizing on the perfect strategy or simply just making it to the end of this one. And a shout out to all of our crew in here in the tower and up above as well on the camera, Matt, for all helping to make this happen, including our race director, Brent Roy, Donnie Greer in tech. Everybody involved in making this happen for the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series here across Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick. Hard to believe after this one we will be halfway through our third year of operation since we began 2 years ago right here in May of 2023. And again, that race winner, second place, Ryan Messer, will look to return to Victory Lane, Riverview 4 Lincoln Victory Lane. This time by, folks, we want you up on your feet. Grab your hat, your jacket, your next door neighbor, whatever, or whoever it may be. Get up on your feet and wave these drivers off for 200 green flag laps, starting in turns 3 and 4 and down to the front stretch. Get up on your feet, wave these guys off. They will wave back at you for coming out and supporting them here tonight. Come on, up on your feet, wave them off. What a sight that is to see again. It's you, the fans, that make this happen here with the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series and all of stock car racing across Atlantic Canada and here at Speedway 660 in the Geary Woods. And because of you, we have 18 of the cars and stars of the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series ready to put a show on for you under a glazing hot sun. So hopefully at some point we will get the signal of 1 to green. And there it is. It looks like it's going to be this time by the Riverview Ford Speedway 660 pace truck will roll off down the back stretch and send these guys off for 200 green flag laps. There it is, the 1 to green signal by flagman Tim Elliott. Ever since we put our schedule first out for the 2025 season, we have been waiting for this one for so long, and finally we're here for our first extended distance race, special format race on the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series. The ReCar 200 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire is underway! Leading lap number 1 is car number 1 out of Harvey, New Brunswick. Big Orange, Ryan Messer leads the first of 200 laps. Our first ever race winner, feature race winner on the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series, leading this field thus far, Dave Oblinus in the Burger King Toyota right on his inside. Not letting him get away just yet. Right on his left rear. Messer not just yet able to clear in front. In his new car, new chassis, they call it Daisy. As this field cycles through the first couple of laps of this one, it is a long one. And what a show these top two drivers are putting on. You have the young Ryan Messer up against the grizzled veteran in Dave Oblinus, and in behind them, Lonnie Somerville and Greg Fay, looking to end some long winless streaks in major regional touring series competition. Does Messer finally clear in front of Oblinus? Yes, he will through 3 and 4. Car number 1 ahead at the line. It's all New Brunswick top 4. Plenty of Speedway 660 championships and race wins between all 4 of them. And in behind, your current points leader on the series, the NAV Canada Machina, Dylan Gosby. At the end of the top 5. Looking to maintain his points lead at a track that did not treat him so well 1 year ago. There might be issues with the 01 of Tan Woolridge as he has dropped back from just in behind the top 5. Dropping like a rock on the outside. Possible sparks underneath that car. And remember, he's currently locked into a battle for second in the championship with your current race leader in Ryan Messer, as Woolridge will head to the pit area. That's going to be a big points blow for the Summerside driver. Oh, spin ball B! Keeps it going. No, he doesn't. Yellow. That was contact with rookie Caden Tufts. And around goes the car's New Brunswick driver.
Hi, I'm Chris Duncan, and I've been building, installing, and servicing pressure washers with Easy-Kleen Pressure Systems for over 20 years. At Easy-Kleen, we service all makes and models of pressure washers. At all of our branches across North America, we have in-house, and we also have mobile service. We also have preventative maintenance programs and emergency service, so you're never down. Give us a call at Easy-Kleen.
And under 190 laps remaining, Messer chose the inside. Oblinus high. Fay and Gosby are side by side on row 2. Hudson Weston up to 5th beside Steve Halpin. How about Cal Hatfield? Chris Duncan maybe looking to get top 10 finishes here today. I know Duncan's had a pretty strong start to the year. His most consistent up to this point since he first joined us 2 years ago. 1/3 of the field having been in the pits thus far. We had 5 cars come in during those pace laps there. And then Tam Woolridge was off a couple laps earlier with some issues that hopefully have been resolved by this point.
Yeah, I hope those pit crews didn't get too relaxed. The race is underway. Here we go, fellas. We'll see them in 40, 50 laps or something. Hope they weren't too busy, but they got those cars out there pretty quick.
Rear forward, Speedway 660 pace truck rolls off into the infield in turn 3. Messer and Oblinus lead the field back to green. Messer ahead of Oblinus off the restart. I was going to say the top 2 broken away, but Greg Fay looking to the bottom of the 48 in the 1. Oblinus shuts the door. How about Hudson Weston up to 4th ahead of Dylan Gosby? Remember earlier I said Hudson Weston, podium finisher, career best super late model finish 1 year ago at our season finale. Could he turn that into another podium finish here in the Geary Woods, or could he even pull off an incredible victory at the end of 200 laps? Oh boy, big contact in behind the top 5 between Hatfield and Duncan. That could have been a lot worse. But Hatfield hanging on for 7th. Barely beats Duncan in the line. 97 along his right rear. Brandon Albert still hanging on in the top 10. How about that for the Summerside rookie? Kevin Moore off to the pit area. Lonnie Somerville already hard charging his way through the field, now getting past Brandon Albert. Tan Woolridge will look to do the same on the bottom. Woolridge now taking 11th, Somerville back into the top 10. Continuing to log laps, and still Harvey's Ryan Messer leading the way in the Waterfront Pub and Eatery Daisy Machine. But Dave Oblinus is not letting him get away. And Greg Fay is ready to pounce if any of those two have any issues. Oblinus is giving Messer a couple of looks there on the high line. We'll be coming to 24 laps completed. It's a rearview mirror of the Burger King car in Mahai Messer. Remember 2 years ago when the Pro Stock 250, it was those two battling it out for a crown jewel race victory. Oh, giving him a bit of a tap there on the left rear. Trying to make the door open to go for the lead. It's a spirited battle thus far, but only 26 laps completed. And remember with this race too, there's no competition cautions, there's no halfway break. If these guys go green all the way from here, then there you go. Oblinus led that lap. Now down the back stretch, Messer with the advantage. They keep trading leads. Back at the line, Oblinus leads another lap. Oblinus, of course, with his 250 win 2 years ago. A couple wins in local competition in the past couple of years. But if we're talking major regional touring series competition, so either the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series or the Maritime Pro Stock Tour, his last win here in the Geary Woods was in 2003. It's been 22 years since he has gone to Riverview 4 Lincoln Victory Lane on a major regional touring series. He broke a 21-year streak, or drought, excuse me, in not having a 250 win 2 years ago. Between 2002 and 2023. As he's a couple car lengths ahead now of Messer as they pass the lap car of Brody Lewis. Battle for 7th. As I say that, Woolridge clears in front of Steve Halpin. It seems like those issues, whatever Woolridge had underneath his car earlier when he had to go off to the pit area, with about 10 complete laps or so. Now back up into the top 10 and looking like nothing had ever happened earlier. As the AA towing, number 15 of Ed Bowlby has the left side of his car damaged back on the track. Bit of a gap there in between his left front tire and the driver's side. Looking into turn one, that thing at the bottom part of that driver's side sheet metal is bent up, angled up towards the sky. Looking to get into the top 5. He's made his way up through the field. After pitting earlier under our first and only caution flag thus far, Lonnie Somerville about on the back bumper of your points leader, Dylan Gosby. It's been since before the pandemic that Lonnie Somerville has won a big feature anywhere within the Maritimes. Former Pro Stock 250 winner, former Summer Clash 250 champion, and a decade ago was your Pro Stock champion here at Speedway 660. Looking low and then looking high. Gap starting to increase as now Gosby chases after Hudson Weston for 4th. Andrew Rogers goes a lap down, now coming to 42 laps completed for car number 48. Dave Oblinas 8th in the championship at the moment. Just under 30 points back of your points leader, Dylan Gosby. After picking up the heat race win earlier, now here if he can pick up a 200-lap feature victory, what a jump in the points that he could make. Hopefully the commentator's jinx doesn't happen. 3 cars under a blanket for position number 4. Weston, Gosby, side by side. Gosby with about half a car length advantage coming out of turn 4. And he will clear as Somerville now dips low on Weston. 10 Woolridge in behind them, about a car length and a half in behind. It's Gosby to 4th, Somerville 5th, followed by Weston and Woolridge. Then Halpin, Duncan, Ken Vincent, Ian Rasmussen. Woolridge to the bottom of Weston. That's for 6th out of 4. Woolridge a little sideways, but the Chris Fournier Remax machine barely clear in front. Somerville up high on Gosby. He's going to take advantage of him. Oh, Chris Duncan up into the sand on the backstretch. Comes to a halt, ish. Caution. To be fair, that is better than 2 years ago. Coming to a halt, almost coming to a halt there, slowing down the backstretch instead of going over that hill there just before turn 3. Definitely better circumstances happen there. Somerville, Woolridge low, Brody Lewis high, Rasmussen low, Oblinas, Messer low, Gosby high, Rogers high, Weston, Albert low, Vincent chooses the outside, inside Fay, Halpin outside, Tufts outside. Cal Hatfield, high line, bottom groove, Chris Duncan. So while it may look like Brody Lewis is in 2nd, a reminder that lap cars stay in their lane. They stay where they are visually on the racetrack, unless you are the lucky dog and you are to return to the tail of the field. So while it may look like it's 23 and 22 on the front row, technically 1st and 2nd are your top 2 on the inside. So it's Somerville and Woolridge leading the field. And then Gosby stuck within there in 4th place, technically 3rd. 2nd car on the outside, we'll put it that way. Tim Elliott gives them the 1 to green. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with a couple lap cars at the head of the field. There'll be a lot of navigating to do for the cars and stars of the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series with 49 laps completed. Pace truck rolls off. Lonnie Somerville will lead the field back to the green flag. Nice clean start. Somerville and Woolridge ahead of the rest of this field. Does Gosby look in the middle of Messer and Lewis? No, he does not. He backs out of it. A little bit of scrambling, but we're all good now. Somerville leads another one. Oblinus to third. And because of all that there between Gosby, Lewis, and a couple other cars, that has allowed Oblinus and Messer to make their way up. And how about the new Denmark driver, Ian Rasmussen, on the lead lapping up here, battling it out with these drivers. He has fallen outside the top 5, but running 6th. A great run out of the defending Speedway 660 Pro Stock champion. Got about 9, almost 10 cars now single file through this field, coming to 55. Laps completed. The 19-year-old Tanton Woolridge getting pounced from behind by your EIT Race Radio's Pulsar Dave Oblinus. He looks to the right rear. All gonna make his way around on the outside through 3 and 4. Ryan Messer right in behind the both of them. Woolridge gets the position at the line. But Oblinus trying to get that bumper in front, about a half car length. Will he be able to clear? Yes, he does into turn 3. Now Messer to the passenger side of Woolridge. Messer clears the third. Sun still beaming up on the horizon. So still a hot racetrack. Of course, the temperatures, as time goes on, will cool down just a little bit. But the way things are right now a lot of separation between most of these drivers. Brody Lewis to the pit area. The West Cove Head driver racing for Livingston Steel and BBK Racing off to the pits. Making his second start with us this season. Did not make it to the LV Auto Parts and Repair 150, our season opener. Not the best of races at Oyster Bed, his home track a couple weekends ago. And now here tonight back at the track where he picked up a career best finish on the series last year in 11th place. Yet again, things not looking good for car 22. It's still Somerville, Oblinus, Messer, Woolridge, and Gosby, your top 5. The closest potential battle really up towards the front of the field. Ian Rasmussen in 6th. Got a car length and a half. Down to a car length in behind the NAP Canada 16. Rasmussen looking to make a run on your inaugural series champion and points leader. Gosby leading the points right now by 3 over Ryan Messer and Tanton Woolridge. Just a 3-point bubble for your top 3. Braden Langel's in fourth, but unfortunately not with us today after a heavy crash at Riverside International Speedway with the Fort Garry Industries Maritime Pro Stock Tour last weekend. Oh, Half-Out Duncan up in the air and over, turn 2! For the second time in his career, he is upside down in an Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series race. Safety crew, turn 2, safety crew, turn 2. That was a wild ride for the Hampton driver racing for Easy-Kleen Pressure Systems. He and Cal Hatfield, big contact in turns 1 and 2. And that thing went for a violent tumble. Hopefully he's okay. We're getting the thumbs up. He is okay, folks. Give it up for Chris Duncan. And now Duncan finally being towed back to the pit area. That front end is torn up, that's for sure. I mean, quite frankly, the whole car torn up. But the hood up, and Duncan being towed back to the pit area. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, as that number 97 Easy-Kleen Pressure Systems Super Late Model heads off to the pit area. Give one more round of applause for Chris Duncan. Now, remembering earlier during one of our street stock heats there, Ron Ankle with that flat tire and kind of almost going straight on towards the fence there in turn 1. There was that, and then there was Chris Duncan flipping there in turn 2. So I imagine the view over there of that incident compared to what we had earlier definitely was probably more heart attack worthy. But anyways, the number one thing that matters the most out of today is that everyone thus far, all right. Especially after that wild rollover for the 97. Dave, I know that must have been a wild vision on your end there as well.
Yeah, not certainly something you want to see or see every day, but the most important thing is that he gave the thumbs up. We got that pretty quickly up here, that he was all right. Looked worse than it was, but could have been a lot worse. Great to hear he's okay, and it's a good thing about racers is you can't keep him down. He'll be back.
And again, race cars can be replaced. People cannot. Everybody did their choosing there in the choose cone on the backstretch, and now this time by, it's 1 to green signal by the flagman Tim Elliott. It's going to be Lonnie Somerville and Dave Oblinus, a pair of racing veterans on the front row In behind them, the young Tan Woolridge and Ryan Messer. This could be quite the battle here as we go back green flag racing with 69 of 200 laps completed. Somerville, Oblinus, back to racing. Somerville with the edge ahead, coming back to the line. He will clear the 48. Oh, a near nudge there by Oblinus to the back bumper of Somerville. Still looking underneath. Oh, there was contact on the left rear. That's going to help Ryan Messer charge to the outside. Oblinus might have thought he would have gotten an advantage of that one, but it's a disadvantage because Ryan Messer has come back to play. Still side by side, following in behind a pair of PEI drivers in Woolridge and Gosby. And Ken Vincent looking to make his way up through the field, a former EIT Race Radio's pole sitter here in the Geary Woods. That's for position 6. "13 cars left on the track with 74 laps completed. Another lap led for the 23 Pubs Drive-Through Bottle Exchange and Doherty Right-of-Ways Services. Number 23, Oblinus looking high on that right rear. Oh, a near touch. These two are not getting away from each other. Both of them on long winless droughts on the biggest stage of Super Late Model racing in the Maritimes. What a battle this continues to be. Somerville barely led that one. Oh, a bit of training paint. 78 laps completed. They're still rubbing fenders. Neither one has been able to get clear in front within these last couple of laps. Oblinus not able to lead that one with another slide at a corner 4. 20 laps away from halfway through the ReCar 200 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. Oh, Oblinus might have had about an inch or so there at the line. Maybe a bit of a slide. That's going to allow Somerville to edge ahead back to the lead. As we are now single file throughout this entire field. Meanwhile, looking towards the back of this top 5, Greg Fay went to the pit area on this previous caution. And now up to 6th. Could he go back-to-back in top 5 since a couple weekends ago? Career best Super Late Model Series finish of 4th at his most unfamiliar track, nonetheless, of Oysterbed Speedway. Under 15 laps away from halfway. Ken Vincent to the pit area. New side-by-side battle for the back of the top 5. Greg Vay with a big charge on the high line over Dylan Gosby. Gosby still ahead. Fender to fender coming back to the line. Fay with the advantage. He'll look to clear with another lap or so, or does he decide to do it now? He does it now. It's Greg Fay up to 5th. Osby's not letting him get away just yet, though. Now but a car link between those two. It's still Somerville, Oblinus, and Messer under a blanket with 91 laps completed. They'll be catching up to Ken Vincent, who just came back to the racetrack. So in a little bit, unless we get another caution, they'll be putting him another lap down. Somerville, Oblinus, and Messer still locked together in a 3-car battle. And yet we're just a couple laps away from halfway. What a run these guys are putting in. And it could be any of the three of them going to victory lane. Just received word that apparently the 20 of Greg Fay is the fastest car on the track based on recent lap times. And he's starting to catch Tan Woolridge for 4th. Ken Vincent back to the pits. So Prince Edward Island's Ironman, yet again for another year at Speedway 660, not with a good run. In our first visit to 660 last year, he sat on the pole, but unfortunately was not able to finish out the race. And so this time by, we're going to reach 100 laps completed and 100 more laps to go. We are finally halfway through the ReCar 200 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. Oh, Somerville might have had a moment there in turn 1. Oblinus looked low for a second, but stays in behind. Looked like he had a bit of a handful there at turns 3 and 4. Trying to make a couple dives to the inside. Somerville kind of going back and forth. Staying on the inside a couple of times, then to the middle. They'll be catching 2 lap cars in Andrew Rogers and Brandon Albert in just a couple moments. Somerville to the outside of Albert to put him another lap down. Oh, about got tight. That was a couple inches from contact with Oblinus. Oh, Albert about made it difficult for Ryan Messer to then get by, but they keep going. Meanwhile, back to 4th, Tant Woolridge, Greg Fay. But a car link and a half between the two of them. It's been just under a decade since Greg Fay has won on a regional touring stage. Some recent wins in the last couple of years here in the Geary Woods. And on the biggest stage of Super Late Model Racing, he wants to break a drought himself. Top 3 now looking to get by Andrew Rogers with 109 laps completed. Woolridge, Fay, get by Albert. A little bit of close quarters is the top 3. Trying to pass Rogers. $89 laps to go this time by. Messer now getting around Rogers through 3 and 4. But it is amazing how Somerville and Oblinus have been practically locked together, glued together in a 1-2 battle for most of this race since the last caution. A long green flag run since we had 69 laps completed. When Chris Duncan had his wild right, oh, Greg Fay's around on the backstretch. Caution. Well, I was saying cautions. There you go. Car number 20 goes for a little spinorama off of turn 2. Not sure if he got sideways or I may have missed possibly something between him and the 01. On his own is what I'm getting, as Greg Fay goes to the pit area. As I was saying there about Tufts, he is back on the lead lap and trying to challenge for a second career super late model top 10 finish. Again, Maritime Pro Stock Tour, Scotia Speed World. 2 weekends ago, in the Nova Truck Center's 150, finished 9th in the Wayne Smith car. Looking for his first top 10 on the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series. Tim Elliott gave them the 1 to green that time, so the Riverview Ford pace truck will roll off. And as per usual, 113 laps completed, Somerville, Oblinus, front row, back to green flag racing. Heard a couple screeches there as the drivers got back going to green flag racing. Somerville and Oblinus clear a 1 and 2. Somerville leads another lap. Woolridge battling Messer for third, but the 1 may have the advantage out of turn 2. And down the backstretch, yes, he will clear in front. Oh, Gosby and Weston about got together, battling for 5th. Weston, Gosby, Fay, and Tufts. Double file, 2 rows. For a top 5 position, Hudson and Weston with a great save at a corner 2. That allows Gosby to clear for 5th. Now does Caden Tufts possibly take advantage? On the outside of Hudson and Weston, a pair of young drivers going at it. And now single file through the most of this field. Coming to 118 laps completed. Fay to the bottom of Tufts. Rookie versus veteran. That's the battle for 7th. Somerville and Oblinus keep doing their thing at the top of the board. Coming to 120 laps completed and 80 laps to go in the ReCar 200 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. Fay to the bottom of Weston along that left rear. Door to door down the front stretch. Fay with the bumper ahead. And he will clear the 43. Greg Fay to 6th. And for the 20, it's as if nothing ever happened there at a turn 2. That little self-spin of his. Because consistently, he remains the fastest car on the track. But it's just a matter of if he can come out on top at the end of 200 laps. Somerville's new look, new car, new chassis continuing to make a big impression here in his first run in the Geary Woods this year. Couple top 10 runs with us in our last 2 races. What a jump it would be to now end up in Riverview 4 Lincoln Victory Lane. Oblinus has refused to quit sniffing the back end of Lonnie Somerville as they'll be coming to 70 laps remaining in tonight's event. Somerville a little up higher there through 1 and 2. Oblinus went for another dive on the inside. But Somerville continues to have the advantage as I'm saying that Oblinus tries again. Down the back. He's about kissing him on the left rear. Oh, Somerville got a little loose. Oblinus is going to lead that lap. Could that be what Oblinus needed to clear the 23? Yes, he will. New race leader, Dave Oblinus. And now it'll be Somerville's turn to fill the rearview mirror of the Oblinus Auto body number 48. A 135 laps now completed for the Flying Hamburger. Again, single file through most of this field. 12 cars remaining on the track. Oblinus starting to pull a bit of a distance between him and Lonnie Somerville. A decent gap between Somerville and Messer for second, and then in behind the one. Bit the same length. Tan Woolridge hanging on for fourth, still looking to go 3 in a row in top 5 finishes on the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series. And perhaps try to have no finish worse than 4th through 3 rounds. And if you're able to hang on for that position or even a better one, get back on the podium for a second consecutive race. What momentum that would be for his return back home to Oysterbed Speedway on August 2nd. Dave Oblinus looking to become the first Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series driver not named Ashton Tucker or Corey Hall to win a feature race since Dylan Gosby won the Universal Truck and Trailer 150 at Oyster Bed Speedway 2 years ago. 10 races of either Ashton Tucker or Corey Hall winning since round number 5 in 2023. Do we finally have ourselves a different race winner for the first time in 2 years? Oblinus gets by Brandon Albert through turn 1. Now the 145 laps completed. Somerville will get past Albert as well to put him another lap down. They'll be catching up to Andrew Rogers next. Messer now by Albert. Woolwich will come next. We're just a couple laps away from 50 to go in the ReCar 200 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. This long green flag run continues. Oblinus now getting past Andrew Rogers through 3 and 4. Down the front stretch. Barely, still on the left rear of the 48 was the 14, and now finally Oblinus ahead. Down the back stretch, he'll lead another lap. With now 49 laps to go in the race. As these final 48 laps wound down, we're going to see here who has saved their stuff for the end. Remember 2 races ago when Ryan Messer charged his way up to a second place finish in the LV Auto Parts and Repair 150. And then Greg Vay as well at Oyster Bed Speedway in our last race up to 4th after qualifying a little bit more further into the field. Now 45 laps remaining. For car number 48, it's still all the Boundary Creek driver, Dave Oblinus. About 2 car lengths between him and Lonnie Somerville. The top 2 have put a lot more distance ahead of Ryan Messer, who has Tan Woolwich starting to sneak in behind him. Could Woolwich pull off back-to-back podium finishes? As the 1 in the 01 will have to get by Rogers. Down the back stretch through 3 and 4, Messer to the right rear of the St. John driver. Oh, Rasmussen spins turn 3. Yellow. Oh, this could change a lot of things.
$12,000 models, thousands of units sold, sales to over 20 countries. We are Easy-Kleen. For over 40 years, we've been manufacturing the hardest working pressure washers in the world, right here in our backyard. We are looking for people with a good attitude and a willingness to learn. If you want to be part of something great for generations to come, email us today. Easy-Kleen, Kings County proud.
Everyone double file, 1 to green this time by. Just over 40 laps remaining in this one. This is going to come down to the wire with Oblinus and Somerville on the front row. It's Tanton Woolridge and Ryan Messer looking to make an upset happen here in the ReCar 200 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. 157 laps completed. Oblinus sideways off the restart. How that didn't end up in a pileup. Incredible how we're going to keep going, but that is helped Lonnie Somerville and Ryan Messer to be your top two. That might have been catastrophic for the Burger King and PlasmaWorks Metal and Art Graphics, number 48. We'll see if he can bounce back and make his way back up to the front. Oh, some near 3 wide, tight quarter action towards the back of the field between Rasmussen, Weston, and Halpin. Oblinus eyeing the inside of Messer. He's along that left rear as Lonnie Somerville looks to get away from the rest of them. A little sideways was the 48 at a 2. Oh, Ian Rasmussen up on the hill in turn 3. Yellow. After seeing what happened with Chris Duncan earlier, we do not want to see another car go over that hill. How many more heart attacks could we possibly endure tonight? Woolridge low, Oblinus high, Gosby 5th. Greg Fay 6th. We got a couple of drivers towards the back of this field looking to possibly get their way up to a top 10 finish. We'll see if Hudson Weston and Caden Tufts can make their way back up. Brandon Albert looks to be guaranteed for 3 top 15s in a row, but can he do any better than that? In these final 39 laps of the ReCar 200 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire, it's Somerville and Messer on the front row. They touch! And side by side at a 2 and down the back. Greg Fay again to jump on the outside. In behind Oblinus. A little winkly there at a 2 or 4, excuse me. Somerville clears Messer for the lead. Oh, Messer with a big bump there to the back of Somerville. Messer wants the lead. That might have dropped him back a little bit. Again, remember earlier, Somerville and Oblinus had something similar happen. And it caused one driver to drop back. It was a disadvantage instead of an advantage with that big bump. Messer has the 01 in the 48, side by side. In his rearview mirror, Tan Woolridge will clear Oblinus for 3rd. To the left rear of Ryan Messer, looking to get PEI on the podium. Still door-to-door through 3 and 4, coming to 167 laps completed as Tanton Woolridge saved his equipment for the end. What a story this would be if the PEI driver would be to invade the mainlanders here in the Geary Woods. The battle of the bridge starting to come together. Not able to clear Messer just yet. And apparently, by the sounds of it, the 01 is now the fastest car on the racetrack. Ryan Messer saved his stuff for the end at Petty. Oysterbed, it was Greg Fay. Now, could it be Tanton Woolridge? Maybe the 3rd time's the charm in that sort of a situation with a race victory now for the 01. What a statement season this has been by the legend standout. Can he get King Competition a victory? But it's still Somerville ahead, coming to 28 laps to go in the ReCar 200. Single file throughout most of this field. Once again, 3 wide down the front between Tufts, Albert, and Rasmussen. Albert shuts the door on Rasmussen. Tufts gets in front. So we've calmed down from a little bit of double file action now. "25 laps to go." It looks like Woolridge has certainly saved his stuff, but will it be enough to deny Lonnie Somerville finally able to debut that new chassis? And looking for a win in just race number 1 in that car. You have him looking to snap a long winless streak, and then you have a young and hungry Tintin Woolridge looking for his first career win in a super late model. And through the past couple of years of Woolridge competing on the Maritime League of Legends Tour, Woolridge has yet to have a feature win with the Maritime League of Legends. Could his first big win on a regional stage come with the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series as Rasmussen spins turn 1? Yellow. But how this could play out, this could very much catch me and a bunch of other people off guard. Again, that inside line has prevailed many times tonight. Some drivers have been able to make things work on the outside, but not near as frequently as Tim Elliott gives them the 1 to green. 21 laps to go with Lonnie Somerville and Ryan Messer, a pair of familiar competitors here at Speedway 660, looking for the ReCar 200 win through 3, through 4, 21 lap shootout to decide this one. Somerville clears Messer for the top spot. It's Woolridge and Oblinus. They were side by side for third. All the 48 still in that right rear. Woolridge not able to get ahead just yet as Weston spins down the back. Yellow. Cautions breed cautions. Do you think this is going to be the last 3 stars?
You said it. I mean, we went quite a while without any cautions, and they did cautions breed cautions for sure. So we're getting down to less cars. You'd think there'd be more space, but all of these drivers want that top spot. They want to get to the front, and this is do or die time. We're in the last 15, 16 laps.
Absolutely. It could be anybody's race to win. This is going to come down to the wire. This could play out as one of the greatest finishes in series history. Hopefully it is the greatest as Tim Elliott gives them the 1 to green. Can we go green the rest of the way as the rear review Ford Speedway 660 pace truck will roll off into the infield in turn 3 and once again for another restart. Somerville, Messer, Woolridge, Oblinus, Gosby, Halpin are your front 3 rows back to the green. Somerville jumps ahead again to the top spot in front of Ryan Messer. Door to door, Woolridge and Oblinus for third. The 0-1 with about a bumper or so ahead. Half a car length now. Can he clear? Yes, he will. Oblinus goes in behind. Now single file. We're about your top 7 cars. Just a couple laps away from 10 to go. Yet again does Ryan Messer, big orange. Does he have another case of saving the best for last? The last time around at Petty Raceway 2 races ago, not able to defeat Ashton Tucker, but this time around, could he beat Lonnie Somerville? We had 10 laps to go last time around, now it's 9 laps to go over the 23. We saw there a lap or so ago, Dylan Gosby was underneath Dave Oblinus looking for 4th, but gets back in behind him. Now a couple of car lengths between them. Greg Fay just about sniffing that back bumper of the number 16 NAF Canada car, looking for a top 5. About 2-3 car lengths between the 23 and the 1. Fay to the outside of Gosby for 5th. Gosby is about half a car's advantage. Big run in there for the 20 as Somerville gets 5 laps to go in the ReCar 200. Four laps away from crowning a new Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series race winner for the first time in 2 years. It's a driver not named Ashton Tucker or Corey Hall. Lonnie Somerville now with 3 laps to go. Can he finally end the winless drought he's endured for quite some time since before the pandemic? Popsicle 6 in the air, 2 to go for Lonnie Somerville. And now flagman Tim Elliott will give car number 23 the white flag. It has been years of trying and years of frustration for the Barnesville, New Brunswick driver, but he's going to come through 3 and 4, and Lonnie Somerville will win the ReCar 200! Rounding out your podium for the ReCar 200 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire, Big Orange, Ryan Messer, and back-to-back podiums for PEI's Tanton Woolridge. And pulling in a rear view for Lincoln, victory lane. Car number 23. Can you hear the cheers from Lonnie Somerville in his number 23 Doherty Right Away Services and Pubs Drive Through Bottle Exchange. Lonnie Somerville Racing Super Late Model.
Where's the flag?
It has been a long time since this driver has tasted feature victory lane.
I got water for you too.
Finally a new winner on the series. Getting ready to climb out of the car, Lonnie Somerville! Lonnie, it's been a long time.
Yeah, man, that's like 4 years, I think. I got nothing to say. I just, you give up on yourself. You spend a lot of money. Bob spends a lot of money on good race cars. I thought it would be a good race car. This thing, unreal. It is badass. Preston built us a car that anybody should be able to win. I'm so proud of you.
Big hugs. I'm so proud of your remarks. Throughout that entire one, how were you able to get the job done over Dave Oblinus and Ryan Messer? That was a heck of a battle with some familiar competitors, and especially Oblinus too, a fellow veteran in there. And then Ryan Messer tried to save his stuff for the end. Fell on the short end of the stick there, but how were you able to come out on top at the end of 200 laps?
Well, I mean, you got to have a race car these days. It doesn't matter who's driving it. It's got to be a good race car, and this thing was I mean, it was 99% perfect. A little snug, it would roll tight, short runs at great speed. Race against Ryan, I mean, I kind of used him up down there. I thought I was going to be clear when I rolled in deep, and I kept feeling there. And I haven't won in 4 years. I think he'll understand.
And a lot of late race restarts there as well. Talk about how those were, cautions, precautions in the second half of that one. What was your mind going through all those and all the restarts?
Damn. Every time that yellow came out, I was like, damn it. I love restarts. I thrive on restarts. I think I'm better restarts than race run shit. So I mean, you just can't give up on yourself. They kept, telling me on the radio I could do it, and we did it.
And first race with the new car, new chassis, new look, quite the big impression.
Yeah, it's a pretty good way to start. And that's what we wanted. We honestly wouldn't expect anything less or been satisfied with anything less. And we brought it at the right time. We kind of planned it around this race for some 250s. I don't know what to say. I got to thank Pubs Ball Exchange. Without Bob, none of this would be possible. Doherty Right Away Services, Kings County Performance. Who else I got on here? SureFit, Shaw Signs, KC Restaurant. Obviously, P1 Chassis, my guys. Never give up on me. I'm on a word, man.
We'll see you back at it in about another month's time or so to go for back-to-back victories at Oysterbed Speedway.
Yeah, well, I think we're bringing another car. The other car at Oysterbed we were planning on because we're going to run the 250 in Halifax next week. So we better get our button gear and get it a little bit better than we were last time there. But definitely been trying to win one of these for 3 years now, and we got better last year with our other car. But so did everybody else. So we're always kind of a little step behind, and I think we just got a couple leaps and bounds ahead of everybody now. So we're going to go on a roll here.
So congratulations, go celebrate with the crew.
Thanks, man.
That is your race winner, the ReCar 200, presented by Wonder Auto and Tire, Lonnie Somerville. And now to our second and third place drivers, starting off with Big Orange, Ryan Messer. Ryan, I know that one must be tough to lose, but a hell of an effort there.
Yeah, it was definitely a little tough. Car was really good at the start there, and then it's just still first race at this track with the new car. So I mean, we were close, but not quite close enough. And Lonnie had a great car. He's been due for a long time, so that's great for him. Congratulations.
Was this another race where you're kind of saving your stuff for the end?
I was trying, yeah, but if you don't have it just right, you can think you're saving and still kind of burn it up a bit, and that's just kind of what happened. So we'll go back to the drawing board a little bit and try again.
And definitely better run than at Oysterbed Speedway a couple of weeks back. 2 podium finishes on the year, so a pretty solid start.
Yes, pretty good start for me, yeah. Hopefully we can keep it going and finish the last few races out good.
Who gets a thanks?
First off, all my sponsors for everything that they do to help us out. Andy Fox, this is a new car that he had built this year, and it's definitely pretty quick, so we'll keep working on it to get it even better. My crew, everybody that's down here, mom and dad, my fiance Camden, Xander, Brian, Ben, George. Make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. Everybody that's down here, it's all just good friends and family, so hats off to them. I couldn't do without them.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's your second place finisher, Ryan Messer. Now third place, we're all the Prince Edward Islanders. How about Tan Woolridge? Oh, back-to-back third place finishes. Let's say fourth, third, and third so far in your first full-time season in a super late model. How about that one? Going at it, with the company here, Somerville, Messer, Dave O'Blainson there as well. How about that?
Yeah, I'm really pleased to hang with these guys at our first time here in a big stock car. I'm just really happy with it. But all the props goes to the crew because it was a gutsy effort there. We were in on lap 12, right front tire down. Those guys just went to work. I got me back out there. If it wasn't for that yellow, we were gonna be laps down, and I'm thankful those guys got me back out to drive back through the field on a 400 lap old tire that we ran at Oyster Bed for the full race. I'm really happy, so we're going to keep on digging, and hopefully we're going to get one soon.
And for your first race with us at over 150 laps, 200 instead, a couple extra, 50 laps in there. Just talk us through the endurance of that one, how you were mentally able to get through that one and be able to come out on the podium again.
Yeah, it worked out for me. I spent years on iRacing trying to craft, saving the right front, saving the right rear, and it paid off. Just let those guys, top 3 or 4 guys go at the start there, just trying to ride and play it smart. And, we were pretty good there at the end. I thought for a second we were reeling in the 23, but they were lights out today. They got a really fast, brand new piece. A lot of craftsmanship in that car. So, we'll keep on digging, and we'll keep on coming back, and hopefully we're going to get one soon.
Who gets a thanks on car 01?
Yeah, big thank you to Chris Fournier, Remax, Livingston Steel, GSD Utility Services, SGK Atlantic, Rainers Automotive. Just the entire crew. Like I said, it was a gutsy effort. To win races on this series, you gotta have every piece. You gotta have a car, a crew, guys with knowledge, and it's the work they put in over the last 7 years to build up this program, and that's why we're up front. So we'll keep on building and try to get one more.
Now you're gonna head back home to Oyster Bed Speedway. Maybe that's where the win finally comes through.
Yeah, that's another 200 lap race. You gotta save the tire, hometown crowd. So a lot of work to be done for that one, and I can guarantee you'll be going all out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's the 01 at Tan Woolridge, your third place finisher. One more time, folks, give it up for your top 3.